Here comes another edition of Soccer Arena Indie. It's the first one for the year 2024, and I have Mazi right here with me, and I remain your humble host, Dick Demi. Mazi,
Yep.
say something.
Oh yeah, I mean 2024, we are back again. You know, the holiday is over. 30 December is over. Everybody's back in business. The leagues are back. You know, Nations Cup is going on. A lot of football. So glad to be back. Glad to be back on our Soccer Arena indeed.
Big news, Mazi. This past week, Jose Mourinho got another sack letter in the office.
Was I a surprise to you?
What do you expect me to say anyway?
Well, I mean, for me, it didn't come as a surprise because I've been following the trend. You know, one win in the last 5 games. Eventually, you know, all the bad results accumulated. So it wasn't a surprise to me. I know Roma had made this clear to him they want to be in the Champions League. So once they saw themselves slipping from the Champions League positions or down to, you know,
I think they were number 8 or 9 on the log.
Down to number 9 on the log. You know, I think that was the trigger, and he wasn't even, you know, remorseful, or he wasn't trying to impact the team positively. Most of the things he was saying in the press conference were all negative towards the owners, complaining about players. I remember his last press conference, he was saying Harry Potter, Mourinho, you don't say things like that. You have to keep believing in the process, believing in your team, encouraging your owners. But as soon as you come out to say, you know, Mourinho is the kind of coach that, you know, everybody expects because he's Mourinho, you know, he's Harry Potter. You know, at that point, I wasn't surprised that he got the fire. But
no doubt, he has done a lot of great stuff in the world of football. You know, starting from when I knew Mourinho, from when he was in Porto, he won the Champions League with Porto, he won the Europa League with Porto as well, and that gave him the job for Chelsea job through the Abramovich era. You know, and he did well with Chelsea. You know, no doubt he has won titles wherever he goes, but there's something on the CV. He always gets the sack after 2 seasons. The third season, are we going to call it the third season syndrome or what?
I mean, for me, I see it differently. I see it a little bit differently. I see that in football, it's about your today. It's about your game today. You know, past records don't really matter. You know, maybe at the end of your career, they can all sit down and, you know, analyze, give you your flowers. But for owners of clubs, for fans, it's about the next game. It's about, you know, today. So, and Mourinho, if you look, he has just been picking up trophies here and there. His fans will tell you that everywhere he goes to, he wins trophies, but they refuse to tell you that he also has not won the Champions League even when he coached Madrid, and that was their ambition. They wanted to win a 10th Champions League. He wasn't able to provide
La Decima. Yeah, I remember those years. Yeah, and he failed. But his fans will tell you that, you know, he picked up the Copa del Rey and he was able to won the league title with Real Madrid though. But their ambition was clear. The club ambition at that time, you are right,
a 10th Champions League title. He didn't achieve it with prime Ronaldo, prime Benzema, prime Di Maria, prime Bale, Ozil. You know, he had
everything. That's true.
And he didn't achieve it. He went back to Chelsea. You know, with all the resources in Chelsea, he still wasn't able to.
But his second coming in Champions League. Okay, that's the criteria.
Yeah, he won the league. Fine. That's why I said he picks up trophies here and there. But is it the ambition of the club? The trophies he's picking up, is it what the club wants to see? In Tottenham Hotspur, he went to Tottenham after all the controversy.
But before he went to Tottenham Hotspur, he went to Manchester United and he won them an European title.
But you know, the Europa is a second-tier trophy. So for a coach that has been winning the Champions League, and for a club like Manchester United that has been winning the Champions League, fine, Europa is just a stepping stone. It's not a trophy that Manchester United fans want to carry on their head and say, oh, we won a trophy. So when you win a trophy like that, it's supposed to be progress. Like, okay, showing the fans that we are here, we are at the bottom, there's progress, we are going to go to the next level. But when you're not able to go to the next level, you know, the level of your football doesn't improve, you're packing the bus, you're playing, mid-table teams as if you're playing your Champions League. So he underachieved in Manchester United.
Remember, sorry to cut you short. Remember when he was at Manchester United, Paul Pogba said something, attack, and he banished him to the bench.
Yeah, even at Real Madrid, Ronaldo, I've seen games with Barcelona where Ronaldo is telling everybody,
to push forward,
But he always wants to, sit back and just win the game anyhow. People call it park the bus. But so those are the things that get him fired. Number one, are you achieving what the club wants to achieve, or you're just achieving your personal achievements and you're like, oh, I want a title? Even with the Tottenham one, he still keeps saying they fired me before a final. What final are we talking about? Carabao Cup final for Mourinho. So was that the ambition of Tottenham at the time? No, the ambition was to finish in the top 4 spots, and in the league he wasn't doing well. They weren't playing well. He was having personal vendetta with his players, which is something he always does. Calling out your players in press conferences. I'm never wrong. My players are always the problem. And he repeated itself with Roma, and all these things are the reasons why. It wasn't a surprise to me.
But let me tell you something. If you are telling every one of us things about Mourinho that he's doing wrong, tell me one thing that he has done right in any club that he has gone to.
I mean, just pick up a trophy. And
really?
I think just when he picks up a trophy, he gives his fans bragging rights.
Okay.
He at least he makes them feel like he's relevant. But in Roma, the argument is he picked up a conference league title, which is the third tier European title for bottom teams. It's not a title again where a coach like Mourinho is supposed to be tattooing on his hand and running and saying number 4, number 5. It's just a title for you. It's like me going to support or teach my child, and I teach my child in his test or his assignment, and he gets 5/5. And I'm an electrical engineer. My child is in primary 5, and I'm celebrating to everybody, telling my friends that, oh, I taught my child and he got scored 5/5. Conference league is not that kind of, the coaches are third tier, the players are third tier. People that you meet in the conference league are people that are on the way up, except for a few teams. So it's progress, but it's not a title for Mourinho fans to say, oh, we have arrived. No. Roma's ambition was the Champions League. They have always been in the Champions League in the past with the likes of Totti, So not being in the Champions League and falling down to 9th position is not something that they wanted to see. So even with the fact that I won them a Conference League, that's not going to save him from a sack.
So if you look back down the years, Mourinho came up with this word for himself, a phrase. He said he was the special one. Do you think he's still the special one, or is the sack one, or is?
I mean, I respect Mourinho a lot. I respect his style of football, because even the Italians want to play, no block, offensive, and I would say that I would like to see him come up. I thought that when he went to Roma, right?
Wait. Address the question. Is he still the special one?
He's the sacked one.
Okay. So go ahead.
So like in Roma, I expected him to use Roma as a stepping stone to come back to the first tier of football, like Champions League, or use Roma to wipe or clean or update his CV. But apparently, he didn't learn from his previous mistakes, and I don't think going to Roma has done him any good. Even winning the Conference League, a third tier competition in Europe, it's nothing. So let's see where he goes to next. Maybe he has a club president that is his friend that will call him and say, come and manage my team.
What I'm thinking now is that what's next for Jose Mourinho? I believe his eyes should be on the Newcastle job. Even right now, Newcastle, Eddie Howe is not doing so great right now for the club. But I'm just thinking, because the Newcastle ownership, they might want okay, we need a manager that can take us to the next level. And right now that Mourinho is in the market, we never know. You never know. Maybe Mourinho next time will be welcome to Newcastle, or maybe he might even go for a third stint at Chelsea. What do you think?
Well, there are rumors that he wants to go to Saudi Arabia, but would you hire Mourinho in Newcastle, knowing fully well that this is somebody that could come into your dressing room and cause havoc, cause disaccord between the players? You know, a dressing room that is supposed to be filled with confidence and filled with, you know, it's now about blame. It's now about calling you out. It's now about, you know, I want more money. I don't like these players, even when they spend substantial amount of money and you're still complaining in the press. So are Newcastle owners going to want to hire a Mourinho after seeing what he did to Roma? Even when Roma invested, remember Roma brought the likes of Lukaku, they brought the likes of what's his name from Argentina,
Paulo Dybala,
and you know they made even small.
They made some nice signings and
some investment, and instead of appreciate that investment and show us progress, you keep complaining. Is that what the Newcastle management is going to want? Even if you have the money, you also want a coach that is going to be respectful, bring a culture that's going to, you know, move the club forward. Mourinho depends too much on old players. He will go and get you a Matic, he will go and get you a 34, 35-year-old player. What does that hold for the future of the club? So if Newcastle go for him, to me that would be, you know, an interesting decision. I can't judge for
well that. Nobody knows where it's going to go next, but if you said Saudi Arabia, but I still think he might want to prove something right in the English Premier League, because Mourinho will always have his eyes back at the English Premier League. But let's keep that aside. We don't know where it's going to go next. We don't know what's going on in the back room for him and his management. But one question I want to ask you now is, how would you rate Mourinho? Like, as in among the elite managers.
I would say he lost it. That's how.
Where did he lose it?
He lost it in man management, and football has also changed. And it's not a bad thing. I know even like the likes of Carlo Ancelotti, they haven't changed a lot. Like they still go with their long balls. They don't care about keepers that play from the back and things like that. They're still, you know, in a way old school. But Ancelotti is very relevant. He still tries to, you know, to do certain things that at least make his football modern. But Mourinho doesn't really care. Mourinho wants to play the same way all the time. He wants to have his low block when he feels the team is more attacking than he is. He's not adventurous. He doesn't want to do that. So I think with updating his football and with the other fact that his man management skill is bad, you know, I mean, this is my personal opinion. I never encourage a coach to come out in public to call out your players. You can do that in the dressing room. You know, you can scold them as much as you want in the dressing room and keep it private, but you have to also increase their value in front of the public. You know, make the public feel like everything is good, so that the player would appreciate your fatherly. You know, like your father. Your father is not going to throw. You know,
just like Wenger used to do.
Yeah, Wenger. I know you're going to come up with that. Yeah.
No, but that's one of his great attributes as a manager. You know, he doesn't wash his dirty linen outside. You know, when he want to score the player, like managers like even Alex Ferguson, they know how to manage a player. You know. Yeah. You know, they can't do no wrong when they are in the press conference.
I understand, you know, some people call it tough love, but not everybody is gonna improve like that. Some people don't have the mental strength, or some people were not even raised like that. They were not raised to be scolded in public. So once you scold them in public, they already feel you are against them, and they don't want to give you their all. But once you are able to show them that I will protect you no matter what, but I will show you your mistake. And even when the press are against you, I'm going to go there and tell them that you are doing well, you're doing what I want you to do. You know, he's going to struggle, he's a young player or he's an old player. You know, protect these players and let them give you their all. Sometimes it works for him, but I think most of the time he has got it all wrong.
But let me take you back to Spain. You know, we all know that things are not rosy right now in Barcelona. Don't you think maybe the Barcelona upper management, they might be looking at, oh, Mourinho is available, let's get him on board and let's show Xavi the exit door?
Well, it's possible, but it will be a big mistake in my opinion, because you know the manager doesn't fit the style of Barcelona. You know, his style of football, his style of play is like a contrast, total opposite to what Barcelona preach in the La Masia, possession-based football, attacking style. Mourinho is not going to do any of that. How is the La Masia going to grow? But I do believe that Barcelona need a coach from outside, because once a coach comes from outside, maybe like from Germany, they bring a culture that you don't have before. It's like, for instance, in the La Masia, there's been rumors that they don't use the gym a lot. They don't believe in the gym, they believe in flair, but if a German coach comes into the system, even like a Hansi Flick, attacking coach, possession based, but Hansi Flick is going to come and insist on some German culture, maybe fitness, strength, core, buy stronger players, that might even benefit Barcelona. So right now I believe that the La Masia is just doing La Masia. They're just without their own culture. But at this point in time, based on what's going on, they need like foreign, maybe even auditors or a foreign manager or something who is also in that culture of I love possession, I want to play good football, but not a Mourinho.
Okay, nice. Well, just to let you guys know, Mourinho got the sack in the middle of the week, and the next game, Roma versus Verona, Roma won 2-1. So they were back to winning ways today. Credit to the new manager and the players. So let's see where Mourinho goes from here. We are going to be back with another great topic.